I didn't think a marriage could fracture over a single sentence. But looking back, that night had been building for years. My name is Callum Wright. I'm 43, married for 11 years to Brielle. At least, that's what I believed I still was, until she looked up from her phone and spoke like she was reading tomorrow's weather. Tonight, I'm going to a nightclub with my ex. If you don't like it, we can talk about other options. She didn't smile. She didn't hesitate. She said it casually, like it was already decided. Like my reaction was a formality, not a factor. I didn't shout. I didn't ask who he was or why now. I just stood there, holding the grocery bag I'd carried home after work, watching ice melt through thin plastic. For a long time, I'd told myself we were just tired. Careers, routines, the slow grind of responsibility. I believed love didn't disappear, it only quieted. Brielle used to laugh loudly, grab my arm in public, text me during meetings for no reason at all. Somewhere along the way, her attention drifted elsewhere. First to her phone, then to nights out I wasn't invited to, then to conversations she didn't share. I tried to adjust without complaining. I cooked more, cleaned more, listened harder. I told myself men don't nag for affection. We provide stability. We don't compete for attention inside our own homes. When she started dressing differently for girls' nights, I said nothing. When she came home late and distant, I asked if she was safe, not where she'd been. Every instinct warned me something was off, but loyalty kept my mouth shut. That sentence stripped all excuses away. Going out was one thing. Going out with him was another. An ex isn't history when it's reintroduced without respect. I asked one question, calmly. Why are you telling me this? She shrugged and said she was being honest, that honesty mattered in a marriage. The irony almost made me laugh. Honesty without consideration isn't transparency, it's dominance. She watched me carefully, waiting for a reaction, maybe a fight. I didn't give her one. I told her she was free to make her own choices. I was also free to respond to them. That seemed to irritate her more than anger would have. She asked what that meant. I said it meant I wouldn't beg someone to prioritize me. She rolled her eyes and walked past me to the bedroom to get ready. I sat at the kitchen table alone, thinking about every moment I'd ignored. The canceled plans, the cold shoulder, the way she'd started speaking to me like I was optional. Love doesn't die loudly. It erodes quietly until one day you realize you've been negotiating for basic respect. That night, I stopped negotiating. When she left, perfume trailing behind her, she didn't say goodbye. I didn't follow her to the door. I stayed seated, breathing steadily, feeling something unfamiliar settle in. Clarity, not rage, not heartbreak, just clarity. I picked up my phone and called my brother Declan. Told him I might need a place for a while. He didn't ask questions. He said the spare room was ready. I packed slowly. Not everything, just essentials. I left the ring on the dresser, not as a statement, but because it no longer meant what it once did. Before leaving, I wrote a single note and placed it where she'd see it. It said, I won't compete with your past or negotiate my worth. Contact me when you're ready to be respectful or through legal counsel. Driving away, I felt lighter than I had in years. Not because I'd won anything, but because I'd stopped losing myself. The truth is, betrayal doesn't always start with bodies. Sometimes it starts with entitlement, with assuming loyalty while offering none in return, with daring someone to object. She called the next morning, furious, said I was overreacting, that nothing had happened, that I was insecure. I listened, then told her insecurity comes from uncertainty, and she'd been very certain about her priorities. I said we'd talk later, with boundaries. She hung up. People think strength is loud. It isn't. Strength is leaving before your dignity is stripped completely. It's choosing peace over chaos. I didn't end my marriage that night. She did. The moment she treated fidelity like a suggestion, I just accepted it.